Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have from 1835, but like with so many, this recipe is really from like about 1987, something like that. Dr. James Crow's Old Crow, the original Sour Mash Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. James Crow, an immigrant from the Kingdom of Scotland, may have invented the sour mash method, but at least we know he at least popularized it. Okay. That production strategy. It says enjoy the true original. The true brand name. All right. Aged for a full 3 years in new charred white oak barrels. That is a partially redundant statement because all bourbons have to be aged in new oak barrels. Doesn't have to be white oak. That's the preferred oak, but new oak. Drewski Brewski says cheers. Cheers to you, DB. All right. The competitor is Blanton's. Blanton's, introduced in 1984. Thank you, Sonia, for this beautiful, it was almost 100% full bottle. No age statement. No age statement. I've heard people say different things, but I haven't seen anything official. Buffalo Trace, in other words, Sazerac. The Sazerac company does not say. This is the S. There's a different jockeys that spell out Blanton's, except there's two different N's. N with a colon and without a colon. All right. That's for people that are really picky about that, which if you're going to collect them, may as well be picky. Get it right, right? Okay. I don't see how this could be much of a taste challenge because how in the world am I going to get them confused, right? It's not like they're going to taste similar. 93 proof to 80 proof, there really is no challenge, but it might be you might find it mildly interesting. And tomorrow I'm planning to do Blanton's versus a 4-year aged bourbon called Tom Sims, and then close this tournament out. Close out this tournament with back to 3-year age, Blanton's versus Stedman's Select, which is 86 proof. So that might be a little more of a competition. That Tom Sims is also 80 proof, but it's aged 4 years. All right, so strange thing, Beam Suntory once again this year updated their website, revamped it, and they don't even have this listed anymore. There's a lot of whiskeys, rums, gin, bourbon, brandy that they do not list anymore. They only list their like key flagship products, and the rest they just say forget about it. They don't acknowledge it. They make it, but they don't acknowledge it. Now some of them like Old Overholt and that kind of stuff, Old Granddad, they have a website for those called the Olds, OLDS, but they don't have the Old Crow or the Old Crow Reserve. It makes no sense to me. If I was a company, I'd list every product I made. If I wouldn't list the product, that was making me, I would be thinking I would be embarrassed of the product. But see, I'm not going to make a product if I'm embarrassed of it. I'm just going to not make it. So I'm going to list everything. I don't get it. I don't know. Bacardi, at least Bacardi Limited with their rums, they'll list other products, which is a huge, huge list. You can see why maybe they don't make a web page for it, but at least they put it on the list. So Old Crow, nope. Beams, 8-star, nope, and so on. You say, well, that's a blended whiskey. They don't want to. I know what it is, but you can still list it. They list in D8 DYC, whatever that means in Spanish. DYC is a real popular whiskey in Spain. They even have you can link to a website. That's blended whiskey. That's mostly grain spirits. with straight whiskey. So, but hey, I don't run Beam Suntory. I'm not even worried about Beam Suntory. John Mulcairn says, forget about it. Right, forget about it. Okay. Sazerac, they used to list everything, but now their website is like defunct. And that's because I think it's because they're getting ready to open the Sazerac experience in New Orleans. It's like a interactive brands plural thing. It's not a distillery, but it's like where they're going to showcase different things. The history of the Sazerac cocktail, the history of Sazerac, some of their brands like Southern Comfort and all this. So maybe they'll redo their website and get it up to speed so it won't look like it's from 2001. Pabst's website in 2000 looked better than now, because the website now for Pabst Brewing is a joke, a pathetic joke, but their company in a way is a joke. But I don't want to start ranting and raving about Pabst Brewing Company. Well, one thing I can tell you is that the Blantons is clear in dark amber to copper. And I can tell you that the Old Crow is not clear. It's hazy and it's golden copper. Golden amber, I mean to say. It's got a haze to it. Like it's got particles in it. It's really strange. I've seen some Sazerac whiskeys with all these particles. This one clearly has, I know it's still nighttime. Daylight's supposed to be arriving. But it clearly, and I never even got to watch any Major League Baseball highlights. I stayed up late because I was working at Bingo. Knights of Columbus Bingo. You should join the Knights of Columbus. All right. Clearly there are particles floating in that. Strange, ain't it? So I went to a lot later than normal, so I woke up a lot later than normal. Checked all the scores, read the box score for the Cubs, who are doing terrible again, and the White Sox, who always do terrible. All right. Except for like once every 88 years. And so on. The standings, look at all the standings. Nothing's really changed there much. And then I'll watch all the highlights later. It's 16 games, that's going to take a long time, especially the way Major League Baseball does all these long, drawn-out highlights. They're very high quality. They do a good job, super high definition and everything, but too long for me. Do I want to watch a 5-minute highlight with like Kansas City at Detroit, for instance, something like that? No, I don't. I know those two teams didn't play last night. Okay, do I want to watch the Rangers and the Orioles, a 5-minute highlight for that? I don't think so. All right. I got to keep my eyes closed, y'all, because I think if I glance and see that milky kind of appearance, it's going to tip me off. It's going to be easy, though. This is going to be so easy. You might say, I got other things to do than watch some easy, non-challenged and taste challenge. This is a waste of my time. I would not argue with that. I said that Thursday. That's probably be other things be better to watch on YouTube. I'm just doing it because I like to complete the tournament totally. For good or ill, you see. Smells kind of mild. Yeah, a little wood, little char, a lot of whiskey, alcohol, burn in the nose. You know that smell. Kind of a full, you say it can't be a full body in the nose. It is, though. Like what you call that, pungent. Milder over here, and maybe some sourdough bread. Uh-oh. I don't think this taste challenge is going to last very long. It's pleasant, mild, a lot of cornbread, some alcohol burn. I think it's 80 proof, so what do you expect? wood, a lot more wood, charred oak. Well, there's the tip off. The Blantons is, I guess, famous or known for the heavy charred wood presentation, charred oak, higher proof, so it's got more burn, more alcohol burn. It burns, it burns. But I don't mean in a bad way like that, like a bitey, like a bad bite or anything. Nothing like that. It's smooth, it's nice. It's $60 a bottle, and the Old Crow be like $9.99 a bottle. You could possibly find it $8.99 in some places, but more than likely you pay $9.99. And if you get the big jug bottle that with the beautiful plastic, $16.99. So look, Old Crow is really inexpensive. Now let's go by the 750 price, 750 milliliter standard bottle price, $9.99 plus 59. Let's say $59.99. Now, is Blanton's really worth $50 more per bottle with the experience you get from drinking it? Gotta watch what you say on the internet. Or on television and radio. I gotta tell you, I'm not seeing that. And people are gonna say, there we go again. All you are is a champion for cheap bourbon. You got some hidden agenda. You're just out there to do that, which would be totally wrong. I'm not a champion for any liquor product, beer, wine, or liquor. Any whiskey, beer, wine. I don't care. I'm going to tell you. You think? I don't. I'm telling you, whatever you're thinking. I'm just tasting it and telling you what I am perceiving, okay? Okay, I'm having a little trouble with this one. This one has a lot of wood coming through as it breathes. Okay. But, Old Crow does have a good woody note. It's 3-year age. You say, a lot of people say, Old Crow ain't nothing but Jim Beam, which is aged for 3 years. Maybe it is. Doesn't quite seem like it because it doesn't have that strange cellar mold so much taste. And greenwood. It's got more of a cornbread taste. Okay, all right. So this is the Jim Beam. The Old Crow. Nice woody char. Hey, well, you want to pay $50 more. Why not? It's your money. Buy it. Now, I had that Old Crow bottled in bond. Oh, yeah. From Bobby. Thanks, Bobby, for giving that to me. It was never opened. It had been aged in a oak barrels from 1969 to 1977. Aged 8 years, 100 proof. No longer made. There is no such thing as an Old Crow 100 proof. Well, can't ever say, right, with some of these companies. We know there's the 6-year age, but you can't find it. Well, I'm not paying $50 more a bottle to get, okay, a better bourbon. But to me, there's no way it's $50 better a bottle. I'm sorry. That could anger some people. And they could say, you don't know bourbon. I do know it. You don't understand the flavors. Sure, I understand. My perception may be different, you see. Like the guy told me Wednesday, you're ignorant. It's hard to argue with ignorant people, which was a comical thing because I was the one that knew what I was talking about bourbon. I said, no, I'm right. In fact, I could cite sources. That's not being ignorant. If we're in a discussion about bourbon or wine or beer and you are telling me something, but you can't back it up, calling me ignorant does not bolster your argument. In fact, it makes your argument weak. You start calling names. Like William Kepley said, once they start name calling, they've lost the argument. All right. And I totally agree with that because I don't do that. And he said, you always have to be right, huh? I said, no. If I'm wrong, I'll just say I'm wrong. I said, but this time, I promise you, I'm right. And I was. So he stalked off. He'll get over it, or I'm sure. But I'll never back down. I know that much. Never. That's an impossibility. That cannot happen. Because why would I back down if I'm right? It's not a power play. It's not a power struggle or a pride thing. It's not. It's none of those things. It's just a fact. It's a fact issue. Facts. William Kepley, once again, he said, facts don't lie. He said, facts got me a new car because of the lemon law. He used the lemon law to get a new Ford vehicle. He said, I didn't go into the court, basically the court, and say, I think the car has these problems. I feel this way. Nah, he had the documents, the actual source material. And according to the lemon law, Ford Motor Company had to give him a new car. Okay. Now with these two, telling you which I think is better or worse is opinion. Some people might say Old Crow. I don't think too many people would. Some will say Blanton's, probably most people. My argument now is it $50 a bottle better? And I'm not seeing that. $45 to $50 a bottle better. I'm not seeing that. This is the Blantons. I'm going to call it. I know it now. I know it is. I could tell by the clarity. B. Blanton's, Old Crow. Is it better? Yeah, I think it's better. Okay, it's better. All right, it's better. We get it. But I always said Old Crow was good. Now some people say, Old Crow, oh, good. And it's funny, I'll say, you drank it before? Well, no, but I heard about it. Oh, you heard about it. Heard about it. Okay. Did you watch the movie? No, but I heard it was bad. Well, how you say it's terrible? You never listened. You never watched the movie. Well, I heard it was bad, so I'm not watching it. I read the reviews. Yeah, but some people say that the reviewers didn't understand the movie. You know, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. So John Luke Heron says, act your age, my mother always said before she passed away. I don't act my age because I'm kind of childish in a way. I'm 51 years old, but I have a lot of immaturity in some ways. People probably noticed that. But on the other hand, I mean, it's better than it used to be. But on the other hand, I'm not going to back down if I'm wrong. If I'm right, I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm not here to do that. And I'm not here to champion brands, no matter what people believe. I don't champion beer brands. I don't champion wine brands. I don't champion liquor brands. And what I mean by champion is favor them unfairly against another one in a contest. People will sometimes comment on my videos. Well, I'm sorry, but I feel this way about a product. Or they're like apologizing. Well, I don't actually agree. I say, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What have I always said? You must call it as you see it. Call it as you see it. This is not about, oh, I better not say it because I'll hurt his feelings. Forget all that. I don't have time for this baby cry anyway. We've gone through all of that. I've gotten those experiences with fellow beer reviewers and stuff where they do this baby cry. You know, I'm blocking you. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm blocking you on Facebook because you offended me. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything. And if I did do something, it was so trivial and unimportant. It's like you feel compelled to block you. I'm not going to bother you. I don't even know you. You can go do what you want. Live your life. Have a good life. I applaud that. But that's like, what are you? You're 13 years old. You're in 8th grade. You know, that's what they do. You block people that are harassing you on Facebook, you know, like some weird stalker, some obviously mentally unbalanced person that wants to, but the thing that cracks me up is like some minor meaningless dispute over beer where one person is actually interpreting it wrong or taking things wrong or has no sense of humor. or does nasty little backbiting things and then can't believe when you find out about it. Look, I got people all over the beer world that I know. Okay. All over the beer world. So if you're out there running your mouth, it comes back to me. This has happened like seemed like 1,000 times. And they say, oh, you should have heard this. And I'm saying, what? These are people that to my face talk nice, like we're friends. And then when I confront them on it, I'm like, oh man, I heard you were saying bad things about me. What's up with that? You could have told me that to my face. Were you too scared? Oh, I'm blocking you. You're sickening. I'm like, okay, well, block me. I mean, I don't even know you. Oh, Drewski, Brewski, come on, I'm always putting on with voices, and it's called karma. It is in a way, because it's like you want to be out there, be all insidious, and then when you get called on it, and I'm like, what? You thought I wasn't going to find out? You want to be all embarrassed and go take your ball and go home. I mean, you don't need to take your ball and go home. I'll play ball with you. You could talk to me face to face. But such is the world. We can wish, but we don't always get what we wish for, right? But anyway, I'm going to try to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to keep it real on these videos. Come hell or high water. And I haven't turned my back on anybody. I don't do that kind of stuff, all right? I just don't do it. I don't. I'm sorry. I like to be friends with everybody. I just kind of like everybody, I just do. That's me. It's a weakness, okay? I like everybody. All right. Anyway, cheers to everyone. Have a great Saturday morning. I plan to be back tomorrow morning for Dawn Busters with Blantons versus Tom Sims. I love all your reviews and live streams, says John McCarran. Thanks, and I appreciate you watching. I do appreciate everyone watching. And have a great day. This is over.